I thought I'd just show you what's inside Florence's head, what actually makes her move before I put it all, assemble her finally. Keep the chains taut so you can see. So there's a counterweight that pulls the eyes down, that's a bolt, and a chain that works the eyes, and then the chain goes over these 3D printed pulleys and down to the back of the mouth so it can open and close like that. You can see why it needs to move such a short amount. I might leave the paint that bled out slightly either side of the mouth. I think I might leave that because it just adds a slightly odd mysteriousness to it. Lovely. Right, I'm going to try and get that joined back up to that. This is weird. It looks like Florence's sister is staring and scowling at Florence. It doesn't look much happier to see her sister. Oh, very disturbing and strange. Actually, what I'm going to do, now Florence is safe and out of the way, safe from damage, before I connect her chains up to this mechanism, I need to do a bit more work on it while it's easily accessible, because I can sit it on its side and things at the moment. And I've still yet to assemble the cam mechanism, that wheel that I made in one of the first videos actually, so that was prompted by the original Automaton mechanism. I think I'm going to put that together now and then work out how I can mount that and where I can mount that on the mechanism that moves Florence's head. So here's the finished cam wheel, which I'm really pleased with. That does look lovely. It's a mixture of silver and brass. I'm thinking I'd want to use some of this chain, this ball chain. It's absolutely fantastic stuff. And I've got a special tool that means you can link the ends together without needing some sort of clip or anything. I used it on the climatic revelator to drive the system. I've got some lovely bearings, which like pulley bearings, and they look really nice because they catch the light as it's brushed stainless steel or something. Also the lovely little red plastic pulleys that I've used lots, and the chain works perfectly with them. It will work round them. Also thinking about where to mount this. I think this part faces forward normally like this, with Florence facing forward. So I think I'd make the most of it. I'll put that somewhere near the centre and have it turning. 3D printers are amazing, but I just love laser cutters. I mean, look at that. That's incredible how precise, clean, much small little cuts. It's absolutely amazing. Love it. Right. And these jaws are stepped, which is great because it means I can get that nice and flat against them, tighten them up, and yes, look at that. Perfect, I think. Oh, tell you what, look at that. The little motor's whizzing around very fast, and that's causing the pulley at the top to move slower. Not slow enough though. I reckon I need at least one more pulley, possibly another one. So let's try it out. It's a new experiment. I'm going to use gears when I'm going to test it and see. There's a little one driving a big one that I already had cut out from something. I've got a whole load of these. I think they're from the chronograph, and I'd cut them all out, painted them, and realised that I'd made the hole in the middle the wrong size or something. That is 2.5 volts, so can I... Oh, that's not bad at all. So I think I may add one more and see how small a space I can get all this to fit in, so in the hope that it will fit down one side of that. Lovely. These 3 gears are going to be cut out of 5mm acrylic. Because they're quite small, I've made the holes in the centres a different colour, which I'm going to get it to cut first. That way some of the heat will dissipate and I won't get too much heat focused in all the same place. Otherwise it could cause some distortion on such a small gear. This is so exciting. I've now got a kit of bits, my very own kit. I've got 10mm, 2mm, 5, 3, all the bits necessary, hopefully, to successfully build this thing that's going to go here and slow this little motor down. So exciting. I'm going to get on with it right now. Just a brief point about tapping. Like I said, I want to put tap a hole through here so I can have a screw just to tighten this once the motor's in position. So here's the tap, and a little tap wrench, and because it's into acrylic, it's fairly soft. What I do is to spray a bit of, what's this, IPA, it's just isopropyl alcohol, that's it. There you go, that'll be enough. Don't need that long a screw. What a pain. Measure once, cut twice, or in this case don't bother measuring at all. I thought this ball chain would fit into a 3mm pulley. So I've glued it all together, cut it all out, everything else, and it's too tight. Second time lucky. So now the pulley bit that the ball chain sits on is 5mm, so it fits perfectly. And it's gripped by the slight ridges that I cut around the pulley. Success! Brilliant! The motor is turning the first gear at the back, which is spinning around a little bit slower. That's then turning the second or third gears at the top, slower, which is turning the final gear, which has got the chain pulley on, which is going much slower. So now I'm going to spray everything up, see what it looks like. What a thing of beauty. So exciting designing something like this on the computer and then making it within a morning using the laser cutter. We've stuck a couple of extra pieces on just to extend the drive shafts, but that's okay. It just looks so nice once it's painted in brass paint. Gorgeous. Made a pulley for the ball chain to fit on the back of this, so that's done. And I'm thinking about where to position it. I'm currently thinking about having it, that's the rest of it, somewhere about just over to the right, about halfway up. I think that'll look nice, having it turning obviously. This is all terribly exciting. Now the gears are working around the side, I've gone ahead and just cut out a little support thing for this cam pulley, whatever it is, so I'll just pop that on there. Right, so that, let's twist this around so you can get a better idea. So we've got those there, sticking out this side. Well, I don't know what's going to go there, we'll wait and see. But the interesting thing about this is, and this whole project, is that I haven't planned how I'm going to actually get this linked to that with the ball chain. There we go. The idea of using the 3mm aluminium rods to model the ball chain is working really well. There's the one at the right angle to come down there. There's the one that's coming from around the cam wheel. They're meeting in the middle and sort of representing all the different angles and leanings and things really quite accurately. That could be very helpful. Top tip. What's a little off-putting whilst I'm contemplating all this is I'm aware that I'm being constantly stared at by a rather disturbing looking Florence whose mouth has fallen open too far and whose eyes seem to be slightly out of kilter. Interesting. Please remember to check out my YouTube channel and please subscribe. That'd be brilliant.